Hello and welcome to Informatica Global Customer Support knowledge-based videos. Today I'm going to be talking about how to create a single table group with selection criteria using the Test Data Management Data Subset for use with SAP version 6.1D product. My name is George Klein. First, let's talk about what is a single table group, or what is a group as it pertains to the data subset product. A group is something that you configure in the product that contains one or more table. We're going to be talking about a single table group because you can only have selection criteria on a group that has only one table. If you have a multi-table group, then you would not have any selection criteria, and when you assign that to a project and process it, it will provision all the rows for each table that's contained in the group. So, but we're going to have one table assigned to a group, and we're going to add the capability of providing selection criteria. Let's talk about why, or some of the reasons why you would create a single table group with selection criteria. Say you just moved an object with a project recently, and there is configuration that is out of date with the object that you just moved to the target client, and you want to update that configuration, but you want it only to update the configuration as it relates to the object that you just provisioned. For example, you just moved a human resources position from the source system to a target system. That position requires a table called T528B, which is a configuration table to contain that position number. So in this case, the position has been moved, but the T528B table containing that position has not been moved to the target system, and you need to do so. So this is why we would create a single table group with T528B as the table and create selection criteria so you can select the object type being a position and the position ID. Data subset for use with SAP uses the terminology of a selector, and a selector is nothing more than something you configure that contains the fields of a table that you want to be able to select from. When that selector is created, then you assign it to the single table group that you would have configured earlier, and that means that that selector has now been assigned or contains the selection criteria of your selector. I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of how to create a single table group and create a selector for that group, and then assign that selector to the group, and then we'll go ahead and create a project, assign the new table group to that project, and enter the selection criteria that we configured. Okay, so let's go to our SAP system, and we're going to put in the transaction for the data subset main area menu, and that is /get stmain for main. Enter it, and now we come into, we are now seeing the main area menu for the Informatica Data Subset for SAP product. So what we want to do is we come into the configuration, we go to objects, and we want to maintain a group. Alright, the first thing we want to do is create a group, and we're going to create this group for a single table T528B. So I'm going to name this and call it group T528B, and then I'm going to click on the create icon at the top here, the button, and then I am going to click on the save button to save my group T528B. and it shows the group is saved. Alright, now I want to be able to add a table to this group, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the change button, and now that opens up the ALV grid here, so I can then insert a row. And for the type, it's going to be a table, so I'm going to choose this getPF CTD table definition class, and for the component name I'm going to put in table T528B, and then I do a save, and it checks it. It's successful. The group has been saved, and now we have our group that's called T528B and contains one single table, T528B. Okay, so now we need to create a selector for that table. So we'll just go back one, and we will go into the selectors folder, and we want to maintain a selector. So we want to create the selector, and we're going to call it selector for T528B. And then again, we click on the create icon, and then we have to add a class to this. And the class we're going to select from the drop-down is the CTD selector. So you just double-click on that, and then you click on the Save button. And you'd like to activate the object? Yes, we would. Okay, now we need to assign the fields that we're going to use for the selection criteria. So we click on the Change button, and we go to our ALV grid, and we insert a row, and we're going to start with a sequence number of, say, 5, and I like to do increments of 5, so if we have to go back and add new rows, we can insert them in between. We put in the table name, T528B, and then the first field we want for that selector, we're going to click on the drop down, and we're going to want the object type, to be able to select on the object type, and that's going to be obligatory, so we have to put something in for that. So I'm going to click on that checkbox. Now we're going to have another field that we want to be able to select on, so I'm going to give that a sequence number of 10. The table name is T528B again. We click on the drop down, and plans, that's the position, and that's also going to be obligatory, and so we click on that, and then we save, and our selector has been saved. It is active, as you can see here, and now we need to assign the selector to our single table group that we created earlier. So we go back one, and we go assign selector to object. So I double click on that, and I look at the drop down on the object type, and what we're going to assign the selector to is a group. So we double click on the group, and then we look at the object, and we get the group's name. So I'm going to do a find on that, T528B, and there it is. So I just double click on that. Alright, now I click on the change icon so I can add my selector. So I click on the insert row, I look for the selector I just created, and I'm going to do a find on that, and there's more than 500, so I'm going to put in 1,000 here, and then do a find on T528B. Oops. And there it is, so we double click on that, and then the configuration state, we want to make it active, and that is a 10, so we go ahead and double click on that, and then we're going to make this the standard selector for our group T528B. We go ahead and save that, and it has been saved, and everything is good. So now we've created our single table group for table T528B. We've created a selector that defines the fields of that table that we're going to be able to provide selection criteria for, and then we assign the selector to the group. So let's go ahead and create a project go into the project builder, and I am going to go ahead and create a new project, and I'll call it group T528B, and give it a little description here, the same, and we're going to give it an endpoint, the target destination that we're going to move these rows to, and we're going to leave it to the rest of the defaults, and we go ahead and create that group. Now we need to assign an operation to the group, or to the to the project, and so we're going to assign a group to this project, and so we need to find the group we created, which should be in here somewhere. Let's see. And here it is. So we're going to assign that to our project. Save it. Going to exit. Okay, and then we can expand the chevron. There's our group. We right click on it. We're going to add a selection criteria. And there are our two fields that we defined to select, and so we're going to do an object type of we can click on the drop down, or we can just put in a S for position, and we can also then either put in our position, or we can do a search for the position we want. We'll just put that in. We'll go ahead and save the selection, and we are now ready to generate this group, and that's all there is to it. When you go ahead and generate this project and process it, it will only move the rows of T528B that meet the selection criteria that you entered in when you created the project. You can also reference our a knowledge-based article 222114 that basically goes through in a textual form and shows you all the things I just or talks about all the things that I just showed you if you have access to the Informatica My Support portal. Well, that's the end of my presentation today. We'd love to hear from you, so if you'd like, you can always contact us at supportvideos@informatica.com, or you can also reach us on our Twitter account at https://twitter.com/infasupport. Thank you, and have a nice day.